Welcome to the first edition of 10 Questions With. And we're going to start with our first team manager, Richard Cookney. First of all, Richard, welcome and hope you're well in these troubled times.
Yeah, great. Yeah, all keeping well, thanks.
Good. So we'll get straight into it. I've devised 10 questions. First one is, obviously it was difficult circumstances when you took over the first team job. We didn't get really to know a lot about yourself as a person and your footballing background, etc. So can you just tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 36. From the Thorns of Blackpool area. I've just played locally when I was growing up, football-wise. I started my adult football at Norcross and Warbeck in the West Lancs League. But I only played till about 26, 27. I took over my stepson's team. And I just found coaching a lot more enjoyable than the football, really. So I just started working my way up through the badges and doing that type of thing. Always did junior football, and then I got to a point where I wanted to challenge myself a bit more. So I went to a youth team, went to AFC Blackpool youth team then. Did a couple of years there, and we did really successful. Won league and cups, but obviously that only lasted for a couple of years, and then they left because they all got too old. So I ended up moving over to Bolton, and did the youth team there in their final year. And then from there, I went and got the reserve team job at Bolton. We had another successful season. And then the year after that, I got the first team job. And I spent 3 years doing the first team job. The first year we won the Division 1, which ironically was when Garstein whitewashed the Premier League and won everything then. So we got promoted. We finished fourth in that, and then fourth in that first season as well. So we did really well. So yeah, and I mean that aside, then I was ready for another challenge really. Personal wise, I work in Blackpool. I work for electrical contractors, Edmonton's, delivery driver there, which works perfectly with the football because it's an 8 till 5 job, and it's just 2 minutes up the road from me, so I can get home, get my stuff, and get gone. It's quite easy. So yeah.
Excellent. So the second question is, why did you decide to leave Bolton and come to Garstang?
Again, it's a challenging thing. I mean, I like I said, when I did the junior football, I wanted to go to youth team, and then when I had 3 years of youth team, I wanted to do adults. And I feel when I got to the adults, I felt like it settled more then. I like dealing with adults more than kids in so many words. You can, I feel you can get tactics across a lot more. The way you talk to them is a lot different, things like that. And I felt myself that after Bolton, I wanted to challenge myself again. And the next challenge is the North West Counties, really. A lot more professional. Standard of player, everything like that, opposition, everything, and I wanted to challenge myself. Really, that was the main aim for doing it.
Brilliant. That leads us nice on to the next question. How did you find the transition from the West Lancs to the North West Counties?
There's a few things that always stood out. My naivety probably thought there isn't much of a difference. There won't be much standard jump. And to be honest, to a degree, there probably isn't. But there's little things where, at the West Lancs level, if you make a mistake, you might not always get punished. But you make the mistake at North West Counties, you are getting punished. These guys know how to put the ball in the back of the net. They know how to stop you putting the ball in the back of the net. So your tactics need to be a lot more astute than they would be at another level. And it's tough. There's some good players in this standard. So the transition for me, professionalism-wise, never changed. I've always felt like I was very professional when I was at the West Lancs anyway. It was just the standard of player. My naivety got the better of me a little bit, I felt. And it was a bit of a wake-up call for how good the players were that you were playing against.
And how hard was it taking over, obviously, 7 games into a season?
For me, personally, I always feel that the biggest part of your season is pre-season. Always have, always will. That's the time when some people think when the season finishes, that's it, you can have a rest. I don't know one manager that ever rests then. That's their most important time. That's when they're networking, they're planning the pre-season, they're planning the training, they're getting the backroom staff sorted, and unless it's already done, they're trying players, everything. Because if you set up your pre-season well, your season will fly. I've always found that. So to come in 7 games in when it wasn't my pre-season, it wasn't my squad in theory, without me just certainly the lads. It wasn't the squad that I'd put together. So it was difficult because I had to work with what I had at the time being, which I've never had before really. I've always started a season and had what I've needed and prepped properly. So it was that's what made the transition hard as well, to come into it. Getting to know players, things like that, and yeah.
So what were your thoughts after the first home game in charge, your first game, which was the FA Vars game against a strong Sunderland team in front of a big crowd at the Riverside?
Yeah, it was. I came in there and I was like, obviously, butterflies, nerves, everything like that coming in. First game couldn't have been a bottom of the league clash or anything, could it? Had to be an FA Vars. But I came away from the game and it was 2-1 at half time. I remember they went 2-0. And I thought, bloody hell, these are good. This standard's good. But then we got a goal back. I remember Ali Tate got one back just before half time. And then second half, it was like the Alamo. We pushed and pushed. We just couldn't break through. And I thought, hang on, it's not as bad as I thought. This, you know what I mean? I've got a team. It's my first game. I've only worked with them for 4 days, and we're only 2-1 now. And it should have been 2-1, and they were quite lucky. And I felt they were quite lucky to get the result, really. So it wasn't that bad. I was quite positive after that game. Of this is all right. I can do something about this. So it's a mixed bag. First half was in one way, second half another way. So yeah,
good stuff. Obviously, the season ended null and void, but that's rumbling on as we speak. But we're 8 points clear of the relegation. Whilst we were a bit inconsistent at times, are you pleased with sort of where we finished?
Yeah, I feel the last 2-3 games we've won as well, and we've managed to hit a winning formula. And when it's sod's law in it, you finally find that winning formula, and you go away to Ashton and win 2-1, and then you come back home against Daisy Hill and you put 7 past them. And it was just like, at that point, we didn't want the season to finish. But when I first took over the job, the aim from the chairman was don't finish in the bottom 2. Simple as that. And we were quite away from that, and we still had games left that we all thought were winnable games. So I feel like I was really happy with where we finished because I'd done what the chairman and the club had said. But also I feel a bit gutted because I feel like we would never have finished there come the end of the season. We would have been a lot further past that. The lads were enjoying it. They started playing well. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah. On disappointing notes, we'll come on to high point in a minute. But was there a low point any point during the season?
You're going to know what I want to say on this one. I don't think you can get any lower than getting beat 8-0 at home to Pilkington. That was probably the biggest, because at that point I was trying to give the lads who were currently in the squad an opportunity to show the worth, really, and say, like, look, I want to stay here. But that day, it was like a snowball effect, as you know. We had Nove, Kitch, then the backup goalie, Ben Wilcott got called up for AFC Filed under 21s. Then the third goalie, Bryden, couldn't get back from a game in Wales. So obviously yourself had to help us out and go in there. But it wasn't just that, the outfield, everyone, the players, they just got blown away by Pilkington. To have Rick Core come back, and then obviously Joe Melling got sent off halfway through the first half. Rick Core had to go in there at half time. Everything that could have happened that day. And you couldn't get any lower.
What about the high point then? Let's move quickly on to the sort of high point of the season.
It's a bit of a weird one, really. You'd pick a result, but it wasn't. It was like a spiralling high point. We'd played a few games and we got beat, but we got beat to decent opposition, but by 1 goal. And I remember the last game, and it was, in fact, I was obviously there for the games. I had just had a knee operation, and we had to go to Shelley, and it was the day after my knee op, and I couldn't go. So the lads went, and they got beat 2-1, and I was getting kept up to date by everyone. I'm like, another game where we just lost, but I've never known. Usually you'll speak to people after games saying, what do you think? And you'll get half of them saying, oh yeah, we deserve something. Some will say, oh no, draw's fair. Or some will say, no, we should have got beat. Nobody said we should have got beat that game. So I knew something was going to happen. And the game later, we battered Ashton at home. And then you knew that was a point where we started a run going then. I started to win games and we were looking better and better. So that was a high point because you knew it was coming. You're just waiting and waiting, and finally it came, and that was it. It was like everything let loose then.
Good stuff. Obviously, we're all hoping we start the season on time, but that's up in the air. Are you making plans? If so, can you share any with us?
Like I said earlier on, the main time of season for me is pre-season. I feel every manager's in the exact same boat when it comes to players. You can't do anything with players at the minute. You can speak to as many players as you want, talk to as many people. You can't sit them down and get them signed up. So I feel like my main point at the minute, which I feel like a lot of managers will probably agree, is get your current players spoken to, see what their thoughts are, start touching base with a few players right now. I mean, behind that, we've got our backroom staff together. We're in touch with some others to bulk that up a bit. Pre-season's been planned. I've done all the training sessions. I know exactly when that's starting, if it starts. If not, what the plan is just to keep putting it back every week until the government say you can go in. Already touched base with a lot of teams for pre-season matches. So on that side, I've got all that sorted and nailed down. We've spoke to the players that we want. We've got some other local lads wanting to come back, which is brilliant. We've got some players keen to come down pre-season, which is brilliant. We've spoken to lads that are currently here, and a lot of them want to stay. So, like I said, pre-season is big for me, and I feel like we're doing really well. We're all on the phone. We're doing presentation out this Thursday, as you know. Getting all lads together. We're doing that via Zoom. So that'll be a bit of a good catch-up for them. But I feel like I'm in touch with most of the players like every other day. At some point, we're always on the group chat chatting, which then I think a lot of other teams are having to do it that way, really.
Excellent. And finally, tell us your favourite footballing moment of all time and why.
My favourite footballing moment. I'd possibly say, I possibly have to go back to when I was at Polden, to be fair. That first season, they hadn't got out of the first division for quite a few years. And that was their aim, get out of that first division, get back into the Prem. And that was my first year at doing it. And the squad we put together was really good. And we blew the league away. And I remember we went to Kendal midweek. They said, as usual, the league sent us to a stupid place on a Wednesday night when the lights were going down and stuff. And we went to Kendal. We won 4-1, I think it was. And I came away with one of the lads had to go to hospital. Big gash to his leg, and he went black and blue. Another lad broke his nose. Another lad broke his finger. But they carried on playing, and it was lashing it down, and we ended up winning 4-1. And although we didn't celebrate or anything after, the situation was tired and drained. For me, I'd done what they'd asked us to at the first time. They'd said, just get a year in your belt, get used to it. We've done it the first time we're asking. And it was brilliant. That was probably, at the current time now, I'm hoping to get a better moment with Garstang next year. But that at the minute is my biggest highlight, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time. And hopefully we'll see you back at the start of the season. See you now.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers, Army. See you later.